Hello, this is Robert Bruce, State Director with Maryland Science Olympiad, and I'm here in this video to talk about the Scilympiad.com portal, which we will be utilizing for team registrations beginning with the 2019-2020 MSO season. This is a portal that's been developed by some very passionate volunteers and is being utilized by many Science Olympiad states across the country. It is a very intuitive system, but has some very powerful functions which will benefit both schools and the state side for the Science Olympiad season. So we're looking forward to being able to utilize this beginning with this season. This will be utilized primarily as our registration portal for the season, and one important thing to note is this is not replacing our current website, which is MarylandScienceOlympiad.org. The MarylandScienceOlympiad.org site will still be the main hub for news as well as tournament logistics that will be posted between now and tournament season around February and March. So please do keep your eye on this main website. But again, we will be switching to the Scilympiad.com website for registration purposes, so all teams will need to access this site in order to register their team. This is an intuitive site, but I'll walk you through how to use it. The last thing I will say before I do so is to point out that on this page is an abundance of information on current season policies, both pertaining to registration policies for the season, as well as for new regional splits, which will apply for the 2019 and 2020 season. Information on this will be posted in a later video, but you can access this on the Scilympiad.com website. To actually access this website, there are two main ways to do so. You can simply go directly to the URL of scilympiad.com/MD. You may also go to our main webpage and click on any of the Register Team tabs. This will take you directly back to the Scilympiad page. Again, this is an intuitive site. In order to utilize it, you will create an account. Very likely, everybody will need to create an account since this is new to Maryland. To do so, start out by giving it a password, an email and a password. Please be sure to note the password requirements, which are listed at the top of the page. It will ask for some basic profile information, so we will give it information for Mr. Coach Awesome. Please be sure to give an accurate phone number if at all possible. We will ask for it later on in the season, and having it here will help. I will note you do need dashes in this phone. And then the last thing is that please select your role, which will most likely be the head coach or the co-head coach role. Once you insert this information and submit, the account is created, and you should very quickly receive an email acknowledging your account registration. This system will start to walk you through actually registering a team. So if you click on the button that's given and reinsert your information, it will begin the process of walking you through how to register a team. Now, unless you've utilized this portal before, which almost all coaches in Maryland have not, it will ask you to designate the school which is affiliated with this account. And if the school is not present, it will ask you to select from this system. And again, if your school is present, you can simply select this and move forward. For pretty much everybody utilizing the system, they will need to register a new school. This system, again, is very intuitive. We're going to register our awesome high school numero tres, because I've done a few of these on this system. First thing to select is your division, which is Division B for middle school and Division C for high school. As a high school, they will select Division C. Something that's slightly new to registration is selecting your regional. So I mentioned on the front page that the regional assignments have changed for the upcoming season. I strongly recommend you look through that information before completing registration. In either case, you will select a region for your team corresponding to the county in which your school is from. If you are unsure when you get to this step, you can select the I am unsure region. This will indicate to the state office that they need to assign the region for you. If you have any questions on that, please do feel free to contact the state office. School districts and school county are most likely redundant for most teams because it will correspond to the county in which you are from. So this school is from Montgomery County. It will ask current address, which of course is an awesome address. A city and a state, which will most likely be in Maryland, and then a zip code. The club advisor name and club advisor email do not need to be the same name of the account registering, but most likely it will correspond to that. And then the last bits of information are school type, can be public or otherwise. This is a high school, so the grade ranges of 9 to 12 makes sense, and then you'll select how experienced your team is in Science Olympiad. At this stage, the school has been successfully added. Now we will actually go and register the teams. So when you go to register teams, by default, one team will be added. If you wish to add more teams, you simply select the Add Team button. It will ask for a team name in all cases, and these do need to be unique team names. We ask that you try to use names which make sense for our accounting purposes, as well as for your purposes. So we're going to assign this Team B because this will be the second team. The number of students do not matter. You can just leave it at the default 15 for now. We will ask for team rosters at a later time. And I'm actually going to go through and edit the team name for the primary team as well. So at this stage, we've now added 2 teams to our awesome high school account. If this is all the teams that you want, you now will go to the View Pay Registration Fees tab. There are a few registration discounts possible. Very rarely will this apply to many teams in Maryland. If you believe that any of these would apply to you, please do contact the state office before you select them. Otherwise, you can go ahead and select the No Discount tab. Now, at this stage, this will give you the total cost for your number of registered teams. If you need to make any changes, the Make Changes tab will take you back to be able to do so. Otherwise, this will give you the option to pay these. I will point out that in Maryland, our primary team fee is $360 per team, and every additional team is $250. How it shows in this system is a base fee of $360 for all teams, and then a discount of $110 for those additional teams to give an overall correct cost for the number of teams. There are 2 ways by which we accept payment in Maryland, either by PayPal or by check. In order to pay by PayPal, you can click on the Pay Now tab, and what it will do is it will link you to our PayPal account, where you can simply insert your credit card information, either by logging in or through the Guest Checkout tab, and that will submit the payment as well as immediately acknowledge that the payment was sent. Or if you are not paying immediately or paying by check, you will click the Pay by Check tab. What that will do is it will indicate in the system that registration is complete and that payment will be forthcoming. Please do make sure to submit by the payment deadline. However, at this stage, your teams have been successfully registered. Payment is required for competition, but for registration purposes, your team is registered. And you will very quickly receive an email confirmation acknowledging this. There is some information which is mostly covered in the main tabs listed on the Scilympiad website, but please do make sure to read this information as well in order to understand the policies for the upcoming season. In order to print an invoice, you'll simply click the Print Invoice button, and it will generate a PDF document showing you all the information of your registration, as well as some information which you can use to submit to your billing office for payment. If you have any particular needs on the invoice side, please do contact the state office. We will be happy to help. At this stage, again, your team has been registered, and no further steps are required. I will show you real quick the head coach dashboard, though, which will essentially take you back, and you can replicate any of the steps which we have walked you through in this registration portal. So if you go to Register Update Teams, you see it will take you back to this page where you can add or remove teams as needed, and then you can further generate those invoices or make payments. Update School Profile will take you back to this tab if you need to change any particular information. Registration fees, again, if you need to print invoice, it gives you an option here. If you are changing your payment method, you'll want to click the Cancel Pending Payment button, and then it will allow you to select another option. The last thing that's useful in the system is the Invite Coaches button. We do ask that all coaches and co-coaches register in this system, as we will be utilizing the list of coaches that are registered in this system for primary communications during the season. So once a head coach is registered, please do make sure to invite all of your co-head coaches to the school in the Scilympiad platform in order to be on communications. And basically at this point, that's it. Oh, and one last thing. If your school is registering another team that's in another division, so if you have both a B and a C, if you're affiliated with both a B and a C school, you can click the Add Another School Division button, and it'll walk you through the registration process for that additional team. That is the basics of how to register through the Scilympiad.com portal. Again, it's an intuitive system, but if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to the state office. We'll be happy to walk you through. Again, my name is Robert Bruce. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the 2019-2020 Science Olympiad season.